Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Janine. Today I am giving you my 4-year post-op VSG update. I'm super excited to share this update with you, and I didn't even realize that it has been 4 years since I have had gastric sleeve surgery, or VSG surgery as a lot of people call it. So if you're new to the channel, I hope that you stick around and subscribe. I have plenty of weight loss and VSG related videos here on my channel. I also had a tummy tuck a year ago, so I have my whole journey documented here. If you are interested in any of that, I will link it all down below for you. But in today's video, I want to give you an update of kind of how having weight loss surgery has changed my life. What has changed? Was it a good decision? Has it been a bad decision? We are going to talk about all of that today. And be sure that you give today's video a thumbs up for me, because it really does help me here on my channel, and it also helps me create videos and content that you all like to see here as well. So I had weight loss surgery 4 years ago, and before I decided to have weight loss surgery, it took me about 1.5 to 2 years to make that decision, and to also get my insurance program and make sure that everything was going to be covered. So I did have my insurance pay for my surgery, and I used the insurance that I had with my job. So that is how I got my surgery paid for. The only out-of-pocket expenses that I had was parking to go back and forth to see my surgeon, and I also had to pay a copay. So depending on whatever insurance you have, then you might have to pay some out-of-pocket expenses. But the total that I had to pay for my surgery was about $2,000, and I really don't think that's bad, and I was really lucky that I was able to get that surgery covered. Now, if you have Medicaid insurance, I want to let you know that you can get this procedure covered 100% with no out-of-pocket cost to you. So check with your insurance provider, whichever Medicaid provider you have, because there are different providers. But check with your insurance provider and see what they say as far as what are the requirements in order for you to get that surgery if you are looking to get that surgery done. So once I made the decision to get my surgery, I wanted to make sure that I was prepared and I was ready for this huge lifestyle change. So what I did was I made sure that I had the proper amount of time off of work. And I did have a desk job at the time, so I took about 2 weeks off of work. And if you are having the gastric sleeve surgery, it is a laparoscopic procedure, so you are going to feel really sore in your mid area, and you might even be hunched over. So you just want to keep that in mind when you are taking time off of work. But I think that I was very successful with having my gastric sleeve surgery. The day of surgery, my surgery was around 3.5 to 4 hours. It was a very successful surgery. I had 0 complications, and that is something that I am very grateful for. I think that I had an amazing surgeon, and I had an amazing team. I did my sleeve surgery at Lenox Hill Hospital in the city. My surgeon was affiliated with that hospital, so that is where I got it done. And I have to say that I am happy as far as any complications. I did not have any major complications, so that is a great thing. Now, since it's been 4 years, I can tell you that I am actually maintaining my weight loss. So I started around 230 pounds, and I had my liquid diet for 2 weeks before surgery. So on the day of surgery, I was 220 pounds, and I am 5'3". So I went from 220 and I am currently 135. So I have been maintaining 135 for the past 1.5 years. And I would say overall, it took me about 2 years, 2.5 years to lose all of the weight that I had to lose. So in total, I would say that I lost around 90 to 100 pounds, and that took me about 2.5 years. So I see a lot of people on Instagram I get a lot of messages over on Instagram as well. If you don't follow me over there, please make sure that you do. But a lot of messages that I get are from people who are, let's say, a year post-op or a year and a half post-op, and they feel like they've stalled or they feel like they failed because they didn't reach their goal weight. But I feel like it's something that you have to continue to work on. It's not a process that you are going to drop all of the weight within like 6 months to a year. With some people, you do see that they do, and that's awesome for them. But I think for the majority of us, we lose the weight slow and steady, and I think that that is really important, and it is honestly a good thing because your body needs that time to adjust to the weight loss. So I would say that I am a slow loser, and I don't think that there is anything wrong with that as long as you continue your diet and you don't eat sweets, you don't eat sugar, chips, any kind of slider foods. If you don't overindulge on things like that and add excess calories into your diet, you are going to lose the weight and you will maintain a healthy weight. And I know a lot of people are so confused on what to eat after having weight loss surgery. And I was kind of like that in the beginning as well, because I feel like post-op, the doctors were just like, well, make sure that you're eating low carb, low sugar, and high protein. And I'm just like, okay, but it's like, what can I eat? And I'm sure a lot of you feel like that as well. And that is why I actually started my YouTube channel here, because I wanted to share recipes. And I just wanted to share lifestyle after having weight loss surgery, how to make better choices, and also how to turn things you love into healthier versions. So I share a lot of things like that. But overall, I would say that generally my diet looks the same. I eat a lot of Greek yogurt. I eat a lot of lean turkey. I eat a lot of chicken, lean meat, lean ground beef, things like that. At this point, I do incorporate carbohydrates into my diet. I eat rice, I eat pasta, but I think it's all about moderation, and I make it a habit to only eat around 5 to 6 ounces at a time. Now, in the beginning, I used to weigh my food all the time. I even have a food scale, but it's been 4 years and I have been doing this for such a long time that I can just eyeball it out on a plate. So I kind of know what to eat. And I also do not overeat, because when I overeat, I get really sick. So you kind of have to know your full feeling. And I would say for me, it's kind of when I'm eating, the minute I start to feel just a little full, I know that I want to stop and take my time. I don't want to push myself to the max, because that will make me sick. But overall, since it's been 4 years, I would say that I have had a very successful surgery. The only complications that I have with the gastric sleeve surgery is the heartburn and my indigestion. So that has been something that I have been suffering with for a few years. I do follow with my gastroenterologist, and I did have an endoscopy done. So we are just monitoring my stomach. I am on medications. However, I don't feel like the medications are really working for me. So I just have to kind of watch what I eat. I don't eat spicy foods. Another thing for me is I cannot eat before bed, which is actually really hard for me and difficult, because I find that I am most hungry at nighttime. So there's a lot of lifestyle changes that I had to make as far as that goes. But I would say that that is the only complication that I have. And I'm not sure if that is related to having the gastric sleeve surgery or not, but that is just something new that I have never had before. But I am so grateful that I was able to have weight loss surgery, and I am so grateful that I had this opportunity to change my life, because that is exactly what having weight loss surgery has done for me. It literally changed my life. And I would say that it made me a completely different person. Number one, because I look totally different. Anyone who has seen me before, and if they see me now, they would not recognize me in the streets, which is totally crazy. But I would say that it made me a different person as well, because it gave me my confidence back. It gave me my self-esteem back. And it actually made me start this YouTube channel, and this is something that I don't think I would have ever done before when I was overweight. And that is just because I didn't have the confidence or the self-esteem to do it. And I feel like now that I'm comfortable in my skin, I just have way more confidence, and it just pushed me to do this, which has also changed my life. So I feel like so many doors have opened for me, not only because of how I look physically, but I am sure that that does have something to do with it. But I feel like so many doors have also opened for me because I put myself out there more. I have more confidence. I just put myself out there more, whereas before I would have never even dreamed of picking up a camera, recording videos. Like, it is just something that it just felt like so distant for me. And I remember I was just at one point, I was just so low and I had no self-esteem whatsoever. And I would just, basically sit on the couch because I was depressed, and I would just watch other people like living their life. And I just remember feeling really angry with myself that I let myself kind of get to that point. I let myself be overweight. But I also remember that I was just super motivated to pull myself out of that. And I said to myself, no matter what it takes, I do not want to feel like this anymore. I want to have more energy. I want to do more things for my son. I want to be able to go out places and not feel like everyone is staring at me, or not having to worry if I can fit in a ride with my son because I'm too big. So I just really wanted to experience life, and I knew that having weight loss surgery would basically just give me that encouragement, and I would use it as a tool to take my life back. So I am super proud of myself that I have been able to maintain my weight loss. Like I said, I have also gained tons of confidence back as well. And if you have any questions on having VSG surgery, or if you are post-op and you have any questions for me, then be sure that you drop them down in the comments below. We have a huge community here where we all share our struggles and we just motivate each other to keep going. So if you have any questions related to surgery, I would love for you to share them in the comments down below. So I think that a lot of people automatically assume that as soon as you lose the weight after having surgery, then you are just happy and you are going to be living your best life. But I'm here to tell you that that was not the case for me. Maybe it is for some people, but what happened to me when I finally lost all the weight was actually very interesting, and you will have to let me know what you think, or if you have experienced something similar as well. So after I lost the weight, I found that I was actually depressed because I found that food was kind of like my hobby. It was just, what I always turned to. And that was also really hard for me in the beginning, right after having surgery, because I could not turn to food anymore. So I needed to find different outlets for myself, and I really needed to work on myself and my happiness. So finding that I have a creative side, which I knew I always had a creative side. I have always been super artistic. I actually won awards when I was in elementary school for the most creative out of the graduating class. So I always had that creative side, but like I said, I never had the confidence to put myself out there. So I found that this was my hobby, and I wanted to learn how to make videos, how to edit videos, and I just became consumed with it. And this was my hobby. It is something that I turned to instead of turning to food for comfort. I just worked on this hobby, and throughout that I have developed many more passions. I also love writing, and I actually wrote a book which I self-published last year. I know a lot of people don't know about the book, and honestly I do so bad with promoting my book, but it is something that I need to work on. But I actually wrote a book. If you are interested in my book, I will link it down below for you. And it is called Mindset Success After Weight Loss Surgery. So I developed this book as kind of a companion for you after having weight loss surgery. I basically break down what having surgery is, what it's like, and I also give you tons of bariatric friendly recipes included, as well as a 14-day journal so that you can get your mindset right, because I believe that having weight loss surgery is all about your mindset. If you don't have the right mindset, then you will not be successful. And just because you have weight loss surgery doesn't automatically mean that you are going to lose weight. So you really have to make lifestyle changes, and you have to be dedicated to yourself. So we talk about all of that in my book, and like I said, it is an awesome companion that you can have as another tool for yourself after having weight loss surgery. So I would also suggest that you find yourself a hobby. It doesn't necessarily have to be, YouTube and filmmaking, but whatever you find that you enjoy, whether it is DIY crafts or writing, whatever your hobby is, your interests are, I would really suggest that you decide to take time to enjoy those things and just find other things that you enjoy in life that does not have to do with food. Another thing that I was not prepared for after losing all the weight was being depressed because of all of the loose skin that I had. So even though I was really proud of myself for losing a lot of weight, what I was left with was a lot of loose skin. And I've talked about this before in other videos. I actually noticed that when I went from 145 down to 125, I didn't really see much of a difference in my body except my skin. It just looked so much more saggy and loose. So that was really hard for me because I felt like I had worked so hard, and I would just look at myself and I still was not happy with what I seen. So that is why I went ahead and I decided to get plastic surgery. It is just something that I did for myself that I knew was going to make me more comfortable. So you don't have to get plastic surgery after having weight loss surgery, but the majority of people are left with loose skin, and a lot of people do decide to do that. So I had a tummy tuck last December. I have not done any other plastic surgery. However, I would like to get the skin on my arms removed as well as my breast done, but I'm still in the process of doing all of that because, as you can imagine, plastic surgery is really, really expensive. And I think the total cost of my tummy tuck was somewhere around $20,000. And I mean, it is a lot of money, but I am really happy with the results that I have had from that. So I can finally say that I do feel comfortable in my own skin, and honestly, it just feels so good and so wonderful. And I feel like I'm at a point now where I am just maintaining my weight loss. I am just living life, and I have also decided to share other content here on my channel. I do a lot of cleaning and decorating videos and just a lot of mom and lifestyle vlogs here as well. So I'm going to end today's VSG post-op update here. I truly hope that you all enjoyed today's video. Thank you all so much for watching and spending some time with me here. Be sure that you click that thumbs up button, and also do me a favor and share today's video with one of your friends if you feel like they would benefit as well from watching today's video. I appreciate it so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!